Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Preeti Khulbe and today's topic is spoiled plant scale up technique. This is the fifth video of this series of spoiled plant scale up techniques. So if you want the detail related to the introduction, related to the the consideration related to the GMP aspects of spoiled plant scale up, related to the various doses forms of spoiled plant, so you can visit my previous videos. So let's get started. So the learning objective. So learning objective, upon completion of this unit, the students will be able to learn about the various aspects related to the scale up, the methods used for the scale up. Actually the method depends upon the type of product we are using, and introduction involves the various aspects, that what is scale up, what is the difference between pilot plant and scale up, etc. Similarly, know the various things related to the pilot plant. So why pilot plant is important, what is the need of pilot plant, what are the requirements related to pilot plant and scale up. So you will came to know about all these things in this unit. Now GMP consideration related to the scale up is also there. So in GMP consideration, the good manufacturing practices, why it is important, why during the scale up it is necessary to maintain it. So all these things you will came to know after the completion of this unit. Learning outcome. So after completion of this unit, you will came to know about need of a scale up, why we are doing a scale up, what if we not do the scale up, what is the advantages and disadvantages related to the scale up technique. There are some, not only the advantages, actually there are some disadvantages also with the pilot plant scale up technique. So what are those advantages and disadvantages, this also we will came to know after the completion of this unit. Other than that, pilot plant of various dosage forms, like either it is solid, liquid, semi solid. So there are multiple type of dosage forms. So the scale up of all the dosage forms related, you will came to know after the completion of this unit. And if you want to know detail about the need, the various doses forms, pilot plant, advantage, disadvantage, so we have already discussed in these topics in our previous video. Here in this video, actually we will only focus on the tablet coating, because the if we are designing a solid doses form, if we talk the tablet, so in tablet the coating is almost the last step. Before the packaging, coating is the last step. So this coating actually done after the compression. So previous to the compression, all the steps we have already discussed in our previous lectures. Next is tablet coating. So what is tablet coating? So tablet coating is basically the last step of the tablet compression cycle or tablet manufacturing cycle. The tablet coating, which at one time consisted of a sugar coating in conventional coating pan, has undergone many changes because of new development in coating technology and changes in safety and environment regulations. So obviously if we talk about the coating, so the basic coating which we used to do is the sugar coating, and sugar coating, for sugar coating conventional pan is used, and it may, if we use the sugar coating and if we use the conventional methods of coating, so we should so there are many changes actually because of new development in the coating technology, and this it changes the safety and the environmental regulations. So if we talk about coating, so coating basically means just coat the tablet, or by using different ingredients, different methods, we take a tablet and we coat it. So there are multiple things why we required coating. The coating is essential. For example, if the tablet you are taking is you are preparing is very bitter in taste, so you want to mask that bitter taste, so you can do the coating. If you want the delay release of drug from the tablet, so you also go for the coating, you can go for the coating. So similarly there are multiple type of things which require the coating. For example, you want to release your tablet, your formulation in certain place, so also then you also require coating. So there are multiple application or multiple things which are related to the coating. Now sugar coating, there are basic three types of coating: sugar coating, film coating and enteric coating. So if we talk about sugar coating, as the name suggests, we do this type of coating to mask the bitter taste, as well as to for many purpose, but basically to mask the bitter taste or to provide a sweetness to the formulation, we do sugar coating. Not only this, actually if we want to protect the some formulation from the moisture, then also we can do the sugar coating. So there are multiple applications of sugar coating. The basic is sugar solution, and there are multiple steps also there. Now next one is film coating. Film coating is as such a simple film former we are taking, and we are just coating the tablet with the film former. This is the film coating. Enteric coating is a special type of coating in which what we used to do, we used to coat the tablet with such type of material so that the material will only dissolve in the in our intestine, not in our stomach. When we are taking the tablet, so what happened, our tablet first goes to our stomach, then into the intestine. So in stomach we have the acidic pH, whereas in intestine we have the basic pH. So if we want certain drug to dissolve in intestine only, to work on intestine only, so what we used to do, we used to coat the material coat the tablet with such type of material so that this material can only be degrade in the basic pH, and it has no effect in the acidic pH. So what we used to do, we used to dissolve this type of we used to coat this type of the formulation with this type. So this type of formulation is known as, this type of coating is known as enteric coating. So there are these three types of coatings are there, which is very common, and here you can see a diagram of a pan coater. Simple pan coater is given. So you can see here the pan is there, there is a pump is there, and there are different things to operate this pan is shown. Now scale up consideration of coating. So the tablet loading of the pan, the spray rate of the coating solution, the quantity of solution required, and the volume of air used during coating. So basically when we are talking about the scale up consideration, so first thing which we should know about it is that in case of any type of scale up consideration, for example, if we are talking about the scale up consideration of coating, scale up consideration of compression, any type, so we should actually think about the critical factors. Now what are these critical factors? Critical factors are those factors which can directly or indirectly alter the product quality. So this type of formulation, this type of thing we should consider. Okay, so here also we have to see the thing. So first thing is the tablet loading of the coating pan, that is coating pan. You have to load the coating pan properly. If the overloading or underloading will leads to the improper coating, like for example, if we'll overload the coating pan, what will happen, there is no overloaded coating pan, so it is very difficult to coat each and every tablet. So some tablets may not coat during the coating process. And if we undercoat it, so there may be a thick layer of coating may occur in the tablet coating pan, which may ultimately alter the properties of the final product. Okay, so tablet coating of the thing is important. Now loading is important. Second one is spray rate of the coating solution. So at what rate we are spraying the tablet coating solution is important. So because here the in the diagram you can see, if this is the pan coater and this is the pan where we have to load the tablets, and here this is the we can say a pipe type of thing, and the nozzle is there which is used to spray the solution, coating solution into the tablet. Okay, so this thing is important, that spray rate of the coating solution. So if the spray rate is very high, again over coating is there. If the spray rate is very slow, under coating is there. So it's a proper optimum spray rate of the coating solution should be there, and it should be it should depends upon a type of formulation. So हर एक formulation के लिए it may differ. Okay, now next is the quantity of solution required. So the quantity of solution, it will totally depends upon the type of product, किस type का product ले रहे हो, and type of coating also, that the quantity of solution is required. So you have to optimize the quantity of solution so that the proper coating may occur. Now next is the volume of air used during the coating. So volume of air used during the coating, that is we also have to require the air for the drying of coating solution. So the volume which are using for the drying is also very important. So that air which we are using for the what we can say, for the drying of the coating, is the volume of that air should be optimized also. So these are some scale up consideration related to the coating: the tablet loading of the coating pan, the spray rate of the coating solution, quantity of solution required, and volume of air used during the coating. The next is equipment used. So the standard coating pan is used, a very commonly used equipment for the coating, standard coating pan. Second is the perforated coating pan. So in this, the perforation, that means holes are there in that pan. So there are multiple type of perforated coating pans are there. Other than that, fluidized bed coater is used. So basically there are three types of coaters we can use for this purpose. And first one is the standard coating pan, second one is the perforated coating pan, and third one is the fluidized bed coater or air suspension. Okay, so in this the perforated coating pan, if we talk about, so there are four types of perforated coating pan in this Acela coater system is there. Other than that, high coater system is there, Daria coater is there, Glata coater is there. So there are different type of equipments which we can use for the coating. So here you can see the diagram of simple standard coating pans, Acela coater, which is a a big size of coating pan which is used in the large scale manufacturing. Diara coater is also there. There are fluidized bed coater is there. Okay, so fluidized bed dryer हमने पढ़ा था. So similarly the fluidized bed coater is there, in which the air fluidization of particles is used for the coating. Okay. Now here you can see the very shiny and very colorful coated tablets are seen. So you can coat any type of tablet, you can coat any color in the tablet. Okay, so this was related to the related to the tablet coating. Now come to the scale up of liquid oral. So we have already discussed about the complete scale up of tablet doses form, or we can say solid doses form. If in your exam, if the question is that write down the scale up consideration of the tablet formulation, so you have to write each and every step, like blender, like weighing, blending, drying, compression, coating, all the steps you have to write. Okay, if it is asked about the specific step, so you have to do that specific step. Okay, now scale up of liquid orals. Liquid oral. So now what is this liquid oral? The physical forms of a drug product that is pourable, displays Newtonian or pseudoplastic flows, behavior, and conforms to its container at room temperature. So this type of formulation is known as liquid formulation. Okay, the physical form in which it is pourable, so it is known as liquid, and if it shows the Newtonian flow, you have studied about the Newtonian and pseudoplastic behavior in your physical pharmacy, so that is there, and it should in room temperature it should be basically the pourable, so it is known as the liquid orals. Now liquid dosage forms may be dispersed system or solution. So this type of formulation is a dispersion system or a solution. In dispersed systems, there are two or more phases are there. Okay, this is a type of dispersed system, and in this there are two or more phases are there, where one phase is distributed in another one. Solution refers to or more substances mixed homogeneously. So that is the liquid oral. Basically it is pourable consistency if formulation is having, so it is known as the liquid orals. Okay, now the next thing which is there is it should be a homogeneous. Now steps of liquid manufacturing process. So this you must have understand till then that for doing the scale up or for designing any scale up type of thing, you should be aware of the steps related to that particular formulation. So similarly, the steps related to the formulation of this is there. Liquid dosage form is also given here. So first step is the planning of material requirements, liquid preparation, filling and packing, and quality assurance. So there are four steps we can say. First one is planning of material requirements, second one is liquid preparations, third one is filling and packaging, and next one is quality assurance. So first is critical aspects of liquid manufacturing. So this liquid manufacturing process, critical aspects of liquid manufacturing. First one is physical plant. So a physical plant, if we talk, so heating, ventilation and air conditioning system are the important thing which are related to the physical plant. The effect of long processing times at suboptimal the effect of long processing time at suboptimal temperature should be considered in terms of consequences on the physical and chemical stability of ingredients as well as the product. So if you are designing any type of physical plant for the liquid, so it should be there should be proper heating system, proper ventilation and proper air conditioning is there. Because of its long processing time, there should be all the for the physical and chemical stability of the ingredients, the temperature will be suboptimal. Okay, physical and chemical stability of ingredients. Now formulation aspects of oral liquids. So oral liquids mein there is first one is the suspension. So if we talk about suspension, so purpose and agents are given for the formulation of suspension. First one is wetting agents are very much used. So the purpose is facilitating the connection between API and the vehicles, protecting the API, maintaining the suspension appearance, and masking of the unpleasant taste and smells are there. So facilitating the connection between the API and vehicle, so it is known as the wetting agent. Salt formation, it acts by forming the salt with the ingredient. Now second one is protecting the API. So the protecting the API is like the thing is buffering system, the polymers, the antioxidants are there. Maintaining second is maintaining the suspension appearance. So in maintaining the suspension appearance, the coloring, suspending agents and flocculating agents are are there. Okay, now next is the masking the unpleasant taste. So this is also a type of formulation which is used, type of formulation ingredient which is used. So it basically in this the suspension appearance, the coloring, suspending agent and flocculating agents are used to maintain its suspension appearance. Then masking of unpleasant taste and smell. Obviously if you mask the unpleasant taste, you should go for the sweeteners, and if you want to mask the unpleasant smell, then you should go for the flavoring agents. Now we have discussed about the suspension. Now the emulsion. So if we talk about the emulsion, so again the purpose and agents are given. Purpose is size reduction. If particle size is per the purpose, then this is the particle size. So these are some agents which are used for the emulsion: solid particle and droplet particle, buffering system, antioxidant, polymers, coloring, emulsifying agents, penetration enhancers, gelling agents, sweeteners, and flavors, etc. Next is protecting the API. So protecting API is related to the solution. In solution, the protecting the API, so maintenance of the appearance and taste and smell, masking is there, because solution is a very basic formulation, so no such specific ingredients are used here. Just buffering, just buffers, antioxidant and preservatives are used to protect the APIs and the excipients also. And for the maintenance of appearance, the coloring, stabilizers, co-solvents and antimicrobial and preservatives are used. Next is the taste and smell masking. So you know that if you want to mask the taste, you should go for the sweetness. If you want to go for masking the smell, then you have to go for the flavoring agents. Okay, so these are some formulation aspects of oral liquids, like suspension, emulsion. These are the aspects related to the suspension, these are related to the emulsion, and next is related to the solutions. Now layout of the pilot plant. So here you can see the mixing and filling lines for the pharmaceutical dosage forms are given, and it is using the hydropneumatic system instead of the mechanical system in figure 1. And the liquid moves by the pressure generated in the compression air tanks. So here you can see the diagram here here the component tanks are there, and there is a mixer also, there is a filters also, and the hydropneumatic vessels are used here, in which the pressure pumps and compressor are used, UV rays are used, and homogenization is occurred here. And after that it will go to the bottling equipment where the it is filled, and then restriction gate ke through it will go for the packaging and air cycling, and then this if air is recycled and it is, then the cycle is completed. So basically here, because this is a simple operation, liquid dose form is the most simplest dosage form to make. So in this, what we used to do, we used to take large size of tanks, and in the tanks we used to do the mixing and all things. Okay, so this is again a very simple process. So you can see and understand this process. Primary condensation tanks are there, okay, which is used to store the material. For example, we want to make a syrup of paracetamol, so in one tank we are taking the mixture of paracetamol, in one tank we can take the sugar solution, excipient, sedative, then through the pump, designed pump, it will go to the mixing tank. We want to mix all the ingredients together in the mixing tank. Similarly, the after filtration, it will go for the bottling and then packaging. Now next is the equipments. So different type of equipments are there. First one is mixer, second one is homogenizer, then filtration assembly, and then the bottling assembly. So all these equipments are there. Mixer, if we talk about the mixer, so mixer is used to mix all the ingredients. Homogenizer are used to make the homogenized solution of that particular mixed equipments. Then filtration assembly are used to filter the homogenized material, so that all the unwanted things will be separated out. Then bottling assembly is used to fill the material, liquid dose form, into the bottle. So that because all the liquid doses forms comes in the bottle. So bottling assembly is also there. In bottling assembly also, there is a cleaning cycle. First there is a cleaning cycle. After the cleaning cycle, there is a drying cycle. First we used to clean the bottles which we are using with the sterile water. We can sterile it if we are making a sterilized formulation, or for liquid dose form for the parenteral use. Then we have to sterile all the steps, and we have to follow the sterilization cycle all the time. Then after the sterilization of bottles, or we can say the washing of bottles, cleaning of bottles, then bottles is dry properly, drying हम उसकी करते हैं. Then after there should not be any wet content in the formulation, because it may encourage the fungal fungus growth or fungal infection. Now after that, it will go for the next belt for the filling. So bottling assembly is there. So then it will fill all the ingredients, or formulation is filled, and then it will go for the packaging. Okay. Next is the filtration assembly. So here you can see the filtration assembly is given. In this here the opening of head is there, quick opening, and center manifold and leaf lockup is there. Here you can see the cake space is there. Here inlet is here, rotating rotating leaves. These are the rotating leaves. Then nozzles are there, Susan nozzles are there. Then sluicine headers are there, and screw and cake discharge is here, and filtrate is here. So basically this is the filtration assembly. Here we can open it, because it is a quick opening head, and we can also add the material from here to the inlet. The material is inserted through the inlet, and after the proper rotation, this here the filters are there, in which there is a cake formation is there. ठीक है, जो upper part होगा that is the cake formation, or unwanted unfiltered material is separated here, and filtrate we can collect from here. And this unseparated thing, that is cake we can collect from here, the cake discharge unit. Okay. Okay, so here you can see this is a filtration assembly which is extensively used in the formulation of liquid. Now general flow chart of the formulation. So raw material, first we have to collect the raw material with all the precautions and all the things related to it. Then measured and weighed. Then we have to measure the raw material as per the formulation and weigh it properly. And here also we should follow the GMP, good manufacturing practices, in the weighing as well as measuring. Then after that, mixing of all the ingredients occurs. So mixing in the mixer tanks. Okay, we have seen in our layout picture that there is a large size of mixing tanks are there. So in mixing tanks we have to mix it properly, all the ingredients is mixed properly, and if required we can add the distilled water in this phase for the proper mixing, or any kind of any type of liquid thing which we want to add here. Because the if we talk about the liquid dose form, so it is all about the mixing. Okay, so that is if we are mixing it is very easy to mix, it is very easy to form, because we just have to add and mix all the things. Okay, so mixing, yeah, then distilled water we have to mix, then otherwise the filling is there. After the filling, the packaging is there. Filling, actually it is not filling. Before filling, it is filtering is there. One step is missing here, so please note down that here after the mixing there is a filtering is there. After the filtration there is filling, then packaging. After the filling of the bottles by through the bottle assembly, in the bottle assembly we have to fill it, and then packaging is there. So after filling the bottle we have to seal them and we have to pack them. Then after that, finished product storage is there. So after the complete packaging or complete manufacturing of the liquid dosage form, it will go for the final packaging. So here just the sealing of bottles, labeling and all here has done, and after that the final cartons और जो भी उसके बाहर के रैपर्स हैं उन सब में उसकी फिलिंग होगी. उसमें कोई लीफलेट वगैरह ऐड होनी है, सो वी कैन ऐड द लीफलेट्स एंड ऑल इनटू इट. देन फाइनल product storage, finished product storage, it will go for the quarantine when the until the product is released. And from the quarantine we have to collect the quality assurance samples. Okay, some samples we have to collect, and then we have to check it in detail for the quality of that particular product. Okay, so this is the whole cycle of flow chart. First one is raw material, second is measured and weighed, measurement and weighing, then mixing of liquid like distilled water, then filtering. Here the filtering step is there, which is missing here in the slide, but please note down the filtering step. Then filling, then packaging, final packaging, then finished product storage, and then quality assurance. So next one is the quality assurance. So quality assurance involves many things. First one is the dissolution of drug in solution. So if we are designing, if we are making any type of formulation, so we require the dissolution mandatory, because dissolution study shows the drug release inside our body. If we are taking a solution, so how the release of the formulation from the solution occurs. This will be the dissolution. Then potency of drug in suspension. So we have to check the potency of the drug in suspension by using assay method and other methods. Then the temperature uniformity in emulsion. In emulsion we have to check the temperature uniformity. We can say either the we have to do the temperature fluctuations, and we see that either the our emulsion emulsion, basically our emulsion should not break by changing the temperature. Okay, so we should check it into the emulsion. Then microbial control, microbial load, we have to check in all the formulations of the this type. That is, we have to perform the microbial study, and we have to check the microbial load in solution, in suspension, in emulsion, any type of formulation, and specifically it is designed for the sterilization, the parental formulation. Then also it is very essential to check the sterility as well as the microbial load. Next is the product uniformity. So product uniformity, obviously we should check. There are different methods to check the product uniformity in case of suspension, emulsion and solution. In solution, visually we can check the product uniformity. Then final volume. So final volume also to be checked by the invigilator, because if there is a in this case weight is not so important, the volume is important, because weight of the different weight of different container may differ slightly, but the volume should be accurate. That is, if we are saying that this is a 100 ml solution, so it should be 100 ml. So we should check the final volume. And after that, last but not the least, stability. You have to check the stability. We have to check the stability by doing the stability studies. In stability studies, we keep the formulation in specified temperature and humidity, which is specified by the ICH guideline. There are different type of stability studies. So we have to do the accelerated, we have to do the long term, we have to do the intermediate study. We can release the formulation after the accelerated and intermediate study, and we can keep the formulation for the long term study if the formulation is previously approved. That is, if it is a novel formulation, so we have to perform the long term study as well. Yeah, so these are the references. So for references, I can say that there are multiple books, multiple journals are there which are having the content related to the pilot plant scale up. So you can go for them. Books, or you should mandatorily read the books, because books has the introductory part. So if you will understand about the introduction related to the pilot plant and scale up, what is pilot plant, what is scale up, what is the need, what are the methods, then only you can go for the detail. So before reading the journals for the novel updates and novel articles, you should go for the books update. Okay, so here in today's lecture we have discussed about the general consideration related to the tablet coating. What is tablet coating, how many types of tablet coatings are there, what are the scale up considerations, why the scale up of formulation is so important. This we have to understand. We have discussed in this lecture. We have discussed that in the coating, the tablet loading of the coating pan, the spray rate of the coating solution, quantity of the solution required, and volume of air used during the coating is the scale up consideration for coating. Other than that, we have also discussed about the different equipments used, and the scale up of liquid orals. We have discussed about what is liquid oral, what type of liquid orals are there. We have discussed about different steps in the liquid oral, that like planning of material requirement, then liquid preparation, filling and packaging, and quality assurance. So we have discussed about critical manufacturing steps like physical plant. We have discussed about what are the formulation aspects related to suspension, emulsion and solutions are there. Other than that, we have also discussed about the layout plant of pilot plant. Then we have discussed about different equipments which are used here for the same like mixer, homogenizer, filtration assembly and bottling assembly. We have discussed about the filtration assembly in detail. Then a general flow chart of the formulation we have discussed. Here also I have told you that filtration step is there, that is raw material measuring and weighing, then mixing of distilled water, then filtration part is there, then filling, packaging, and then finished product, storage and quality assurance is there. We have also discussed about the in detail about the quality assurance related to the formulations. Okay, why quality assurance is important, and it is very essential to do the quality assurance. If we will not do the quality assurance, we cannot release our formulation as per the norms. Okay, so guidelines we have to follow for this. Okay, other than that, these are the references we have discussed. Okay, so now come to the objective question. So my first objective question is, last step of compression cycle is. So in last class actually we have discussed about the compression in detail. So you should know about the compression. So what is the compression cycle and why it is so important? You know that compression for the tablet compression, for compressing a mixed ingredients, for making it tablet in the form of tablet, we need the compression, and there is a specific compression cycle. We have discussed that in compression cycle there are basic 4 steps are there. First is the filling of empty die. There are sets of punches and dies are there. So in this there are punches, there are dies. So first we have to fill the die. So filling of empty die is the first step. Second, we have to do the pre-compression, that is a small force is applied by the punches into the die, that is known as pre-compression. So that is the second step, is the pre-compression. Third step is to the complete compression with the full force, the compression is a happen. Then after that there is a detailed mechanism actually, but we are just discussing here about the major things, final steps. Okay, after that after the compression the tablet is ejected from the die. So that is fourth step is the ejection. So here you can see that in the answer, last step of compression cycle is filling of empty dies. This is the first. Ejection of tablet or ejection is the fourth, then pre-compression and compression. So B answer is the correct, that is ejection is the last step. Second is the reduced free flow of granules is due to when we used to fill the die. So it is there is a use of hopper is there. So from hopper we fill the granules into the hopper, then from hopper to the die the granules, free flow of granules is there. So what are the things which may reduce the free flow of granules is either it is overloading, either it is not proper mixing, either it is underloading or more mixing time. So the answer is A, that is overloading. So overloading, if we overload the machine, if we overload the hopper, then it will reduce the free flow of granules. So answer is A, overloading. Okay, so next step is which is not important in scale up of dry granulation. So if we talk about the granulation, so we have discussed that there are wet granulation, there are dry granulation, there are direct compression. So dry granulation, if we are talking about, so it is forced use in slugging is the first step, then diameter of punches and mixing speed, the sizing, all are important. Okay, so force used in slugging is the first step. So how we perform the dry granulation, obviously not involved here. Okay, so the dry granulation slugging is very very important, because without slugging we cannot make the dry granules. So slugging is what basically we have discussed, that making a large size of tablet, then breaking it into the small pieces is known as slugging in simple word actually. So the this is the formulation. This is the force used in slugging as the first step. Second is the diameters of punches. So punches diameter is also equally important for the dry granulation, because in this first we need to make a large size of tablet. So that for this we need that type of punches. Detooling basically we use for this. Then mixing speed, so this is not so important. Then sizing, obviously we have to, after the compression and then after milling we have to do the sizing. Obviously it is known as milling also. So yeah, so D is also important. So which is not required, not important in scale up of dry granulation, so that is the mixing speed. The answer is C is the right answer. Next step is the scale up of blending and pilot plant includes. First one is blender size, second is mixing time, third one is mixing speed, and all mentioned is the fourth one. So scale up of blending and pilot plant includes. So when we talk about any type of equipment based process, so for this the loading is also important. First one is the loading, second one is the size, kitna size hai equipment ka, then how much we are loading into it, then third is the time of running, kitne time ke liye wo run kar raha hai, and speed of running. These four are the very very important aspects. So in case of blender also, blender size, yes, it is important. Mixing time, yes, it is also important. Mixing speed is equally important. So the answer is all mentioned, I think. So that is the answer is D. Answer D is correct, all mentioned. So last question is, the controlling factor of milling is in pilot plant does not include. Okay, if we are discussing about the milling, so control factors of milling in pilot plant does not include. The first one is the speed of milling, second is the date of material feed, third is the type of equipment, and final is the brand of equipment. Okay, so I think brand is not so important. ठीक है, किसी भी चीज़ में brand of equipment is not so important. So speed of milling is the controlling factor of the milling in pilot plant. Date of material feed is important, type of equipment is important, but brand of equipment is not important. So that means the answer D is correct. Okay. So thank you very much, thank you for watching my video. And if you want the detailed video related to the introduction and different type of doses for pilot plant study, so you can visit my previous videos. Yeah, and for more detailed video you can go for the further videos. So friends, thanks for watching.